could do... No, I'm not going to do that. I was thinking one of the things I could do is just run backwards and forwards with the small tank to finish that field off and transport 13,000 litres of slurry down to the BGA per trip. But I kind of think doing it with the big tank is just quicker. Part of the problem, well, we could end up lighter because the tanks are emptier when we transfer to the big field. But I need to keep ahead of the lime spreader, so this is quite a laborious task. And part of the problem is the BGA is not recognised as a refill point by the worker. Or it could be that tank is a problem. But either way, I can't set a worker off to refill the tank from the BGA. I don't even know if it works for the cowshed. It's supposed to, but it doesn't seem to want to. It just comes back as the tank is empty. Even when the tank's full, it just causes a clash. But supposedly it's a way for the worker to do slurry or manure application and pull directly out of one of your supply tanks. So effectively you're saying, well, the worker's driving backwards and forwards between the BGA and the field and spreading the manure, and I don't have to look after that job and refill him. I can get on with something else. Alrighty. This guy filled up. Lime's down to 82%, so we're chewing through it, but not at a great rate. I'm figuring that the field it's working is probably going to get done, and we're going to have a load left over, which is good. And tea is gone. Okay, and back we go. Also, I'm going to have a lower threshold on horsepower, which is going to limit the size of equipment we can use. So we would not be able to haul this tank at all. But I may run a semi-truck, which does give me some latitude and haulage capability. Stop. The field is looking good limed. stop that there. I'll set the worker off on this, and then we'll figure out what's next. Assuming the lime truck's going to need some supervision round about now. And the lime truck's here. Yeah, he's kind of polishing off the entire worker thing. No, he's not. He's done. So, let's do this thing. Should really skip going this way as a start off, because there's a lot behind us, and that way's the way out. Actually, there's not that much behind us, because obviously it's just this stretch at the top here. All right. So that all got done. That's good. Good coverage. Well, the coverage map's looking okay. I think we got it all. Yeah, no, just a bit down there. Missed a bit there. Not sure how critical those would be. We'll go and try it. I'm really not sure this is actually going to pick anything up at all. No texture, but it's registering as covered, so I'm fine with that. So we'll finish this edge. All right, now it's on. There we go. So about 72% of a tank left. That'll probably get us through the next field. As I said, I don't think either of those fields are in a bad state for lime. And it's one of those things, you know, you only have to do it once a year, once every 3 harvests, which means for grass you kind of need to do it yearly. And I'll tend to do that at the winter time, because you're not going to feed the cows with it for 6 months. But for arable fields, if we do it, and you know, every harvest, we need very, very, very small amounts of lime every year. So a lime spreader this size is perfectly adequate for the entire job. Park this here. And see how this guy's doing. Still 57%. Quite possibly sufficient to do this entire field. Let's move the John Deere over. Probably don't in real life want to do this, but this gets the tractor out of the way. And I think it's time we took this over. I'll run around the lime spreader. And we'll lower that, and off we go. Like I said, this tractor not too happy, even at 43%. This is a tough hill to climb. But still, we'll get this done. I might swing it about and go back down and finish off that side, then head up to the top and do the top. And then as I get along this edge, we'll do it each way. And tidy up the bits I missed. Because we got to the point in the field where the worker's going to be crying about it anyway, because it's not perpendicular to the track he's taking. I must admit, I didn't look up the weather this morning to see what we're expected to get for the rest of today. There was supposed to be a Ninja Warrior event at the church for the small kids today, but that got rained off, so it's not happening, and I missed a touch there. But since our small kids are off at camp in northern Michigan, we don't have anyone who'd go anyway. I did say I don't need to do this bit on the side here, but you know, we're driving up there, we're going to use very, very little. He says using an absolute ton. Oh, there we go. Not using lots, now using lots. Wish it'd make up its mind. Anyway. Lift it up, drive through the hedge, cause all sorts of mayhem, and back up to the edge so that we get a good run down here. Maybe. Alrighty, there we go. And this is going to take me less time to go down because it's downhill all the way. 16 kilometers an hour. Oh yes. And I think they are in real life. Oops. Are they the ones that fold? I believe there's a draper that folds, which is probably a useful consideration for maps like this where the entrance to the field isn't particularly friendly. It's not so good with gates because gates just can get in the way regardless, but I forget. Sometimes it's just worth doing on a map like this. Just do sunflowers and corn in the fields you can't get your big harvesters into, because the corn headers can be folded. So gonna lift that up and see if we can get turned right round like a record raby. Oh, and back up. We are going to have to fill it up. So good job we brought the big tanker with us. We'll call that good enough. And we are empty. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. For now, we'll just drive straight up the field. Finish off the top and then come and finish the triangle. Okay, T's all hot, that's good. Is there any change in... No. We have a weeder, we have a tiny tractor, and we have the lambkin seed. I'm not sure if I have any foldable headers loaded. No. I may look into that because it will give me options for Glenleathan if I get headers that can be folded and are big. Alright, lower that. And yeah, going this way is a struggle. Now, once I've gone across the top here, I could set off the lime spreader. We got more than enough digestate to finish this field off now. Does mean the lime spreader is going to be sitting around for ages in a minute though. Exactly. Oh, boo. Okay, that's not going to play with me. We'll do what we can, we'll lift it up, we go back. And I try and get that bit on the edge which we missed because I was driving through the hedge. Now, one of the issues I have on this map is that stones are actually bugged. Some fields, it's impossible to lift the stones up. I should probably turn them off, But I think they're only bugged because the field had stones in them in the first place. All the fields have stones. So the first thing you have to do, you buy the field. If it's got a crop in, you have to harvest it. Your harvester takes damage, and then you have to possibly bale it if that's a thing for that crop. And then you have to pick up all the stones, but sometimes the stones just don't work. I think if I ploughed a field, those stones probably aren't bugged. It's kind of like the bales and the bale storage. If I make the bales, it seems the bale storage works and will spawn the bales where they're supposed to be. But if I buy the bales from the store and stick them in the bale storage, when I try and spawn them out the bale storage, they fall through the floor and I lose them. And that's what the test with whole crop silage was all about. Now with the maize silage, we're probably going to end up with a similar situation. I'll make the bales, but I'll leave them in the field to ferment, and we'll avoid putting anything into the bale storage for a month. And then we'll probably mix up a fair number of them into a whole crop. Well, I can put them in the bale storage shed. We'll have to keep count of them, and if they spawn underground, I will have to destroy them and generate them over. Because that's a problem. But if I find that for the most part the bales in storage are fine if you make them, then that's just something we'll have to take care of in the next series. Okay, I think what I'm going to go and do is fill this up completely. We'll go here, back that down the field, and we'll get it started. So this is probably going to struggle a bit across this field. I will try and do it at an angle. May come in with the John Deere on the same track, and this seems to be manageable for weight, but driving across the middle, I think that middle section is a little bit higher than this edge, so you have more of a climb and then a drop off at this side. Okay, 1 o'clock. That should mean that the feeding robot's done its feeding robot thing. So as soon as we get this lined up, we'll go do some math. Well, I probably won't do some math, but I'll write down some numbers and do some math after the stream. Alrighty, go, go, go. Come on. I said go. Oh, you are going. Okay. And not close enough to that edge. Who cares? Okay, he's doing his thing. Actually, we can do it from here. There's the robot. And we now have hay 373. 916. That's about 60,000. Silage is 267. And 364. Straw is 0 and mineral is 2,500 and 91. So I'm looking at 30,000 in hay. Silage was 3 times that approximately, so 90,000. Hay was about 60,000 and then mineral was about 7,500. I don't know what that all means, but it means something. And I can probably drop another couple of bales of straw in there and it will it'll use up all the mineral feed. But the cow's got some food, so yay food. This is a horrible turn here. I did say I was possibly consider taking out some of the trees there.